Hey guys, this is Woody, the Unexceptional Gamer, bringing you a dual commentary. So who do I have?
This is OpTic Nerve from OpTic Gaming's competitive team.
Yep. Yeah, you guys handed us a butt kicking on this game, huh?
Kind of,
Yeah,
kind of.
we were pretty competitive in the TDM match. I put that up there, and everybody ripped me for camping in my channel comments. Camping is apparently bad in game battles TDM. Really?
It's kind of frowned upon, but whenever you're going up with a familiar team and you know what they're capable of, I'm not gonna sit there and try to sound cocky that my team's really good, but you're very familiar with how we play, and being that it was your first match, you're going to have to make certain adjustments, and I didn't, frown upon it. I was kind of upset during the match because y'all got out to like this ridiculous lead, and we were like, whoa, what happened? So, but we kind of got our stuff back together and we actually camped against you guys. So.
You thought you camped against us? In my head, we had the lead, and you guys were able to rush and still go positive like that.
Well, whenever it was getting really close, we pretty much held our position and stuff like that and just wait for one of your guys to make a mistake. So,
Yeah. So in this game we're looking at, in the first half, I set up as a defensive guy, which is why I've got this tar here. My whole goal is to hold the flag, and then we get behind, and in the second half I set up as a runner, which is where my KD goes negative. On YouTube, at times, guys will judge you by your KD a whole lot, even in an objective game like Cap the Flag.
yeah, well, then I'm the worst player in the game because um like you were you were such a nuisance to me in this game because you were playing excellent D, and I was trying to get a feel for where you were going to be positioned, and you constantly change. So that's very key in the competitive gameplay and stuff like that. But I mean, you did an excellent job, and objective it's not how good you are personally; it's what your team can do. And if I go negative with 3 caps, then I'm happy. So
Oh, I would have been too. But yeah, I appreciate the compliments on that, and that was the strategy, right? Defend from one spot, find a slightly different spot, defend from there. But I didn't hold you guys to no cap, so I didn't do good enough, I suppose. Yeah.
well, the way that we kind of look at it is we're really aggressive. So to hold us to no caps is, you got to be an excellent team and play solid defense, or we're just having a tremendously off game. But eventually we're going to be able to capitalize on stuff like right here. I heard you and I noticed that you shot at me while I was running, so I knew that you was on that side of the map. And eventually we're going to break through. So, I mean, to hold us to no caps, it's going to be kind of difficult because we're such an aggressive team.
Yeah,
And
in that spot, I was I got you. I thought you
yeah,
might look out that hole in the broken wall, so I tried to
yeah, I
camp
was
up in a
thinking about
spot
it
where
and
you
I was
couldn't see
like,
it. I was like, he won't be able to see me in this corner, and then it was a fair fight and I lost. So fair fights aren't my thing.
I actually would have went to that hole in the wall if your guy did not have our flag.
Ah,
So I was kind of under pressure to kind of get your flag out of there. That way, you know, I guess they say a good defense is a good offense, or whatever the case may be, or
yeah,
whatever.
yep, I hear
So,
you. So,
but
oh, go ahead. Did you want to say something?
I yeah, I wasn't really, I'm not really up to date with the YouTube community and stuff like that. I wasn't really familiar with who we played, and you know, I I just pretty much play game battles matches and that's it. I upload videos, but I don't really know who people are. And then Hex actually called me. He was like, "You played Woody. You played Woody." I was like, "What?" And he was like, "Yeah, dude, you played Woody." And I was like, "All right, that's cool." And he sent me a link to your YouTube channel, and I didn't know that that was your guys' first GB match, but you definitely show a lot of promise and a lot of potential. So I mean, I would definitely keep it going.
Yeah, I appreciate that. What we have are so we've got some guys like Onslaught who has a lot of GB experience, and Gold Glove does, but in the Gears of War community. And then you've got other guys on the team who really aren't GB veterans, but who are strong players. And we're gonna try and gel as a team like you guys have and see what we can do.
Yeah,
But
without a doubt.
you were telling me something before the call. You got a new team member. Is that a secret, or can you talk about it?
I'll go ahead and talk about it a little bit. CNanners recently joined our Game Battles roster for a couple of matches, and we're hoping to start a new show out of this. And hopefully, we can get some good footage and do some dual commentaries, and it should be pretty awesome, I would say.
Yeah, you know, the optic, not the optic, the competitive thing is growing. And I try to survive a grenade here, darn it. Nerve, it was you. The
Yeah,
competitive, like,
I'll
there's a
feel
lot
it.
of guys taking an interest in the competitive scene. Like, it was the Frag Cup. Well, so I watched your videos for a while. You guys were doing, I first got called up. I don't know who commentated it, but here I try to be a runner and I'll go super negative. Um, it was a game of demolition on invasion, and you guys were talking about posting up chicken coop and all the different positions, and I won't say set plays, but the call outs and the coordination really attracted me. And I was like, wow, you know, these guys play at a higher level than just, you know, use cover and get kills. So I liked your channel for a long time. And then when the Frag Cup came around, it was like, you know, I'm going to see what I can do in GB. I'm going to see if I can step up my game and do a little better.
Well, it's definitely a completely different scene from the public rooms. You know, it's 100% different because it's going to be strictly communication. And you know, like a team like my team, we've been playing for 3 years now, and everybody always asks, they're like, you know, can you go over some of your strategies and stuff like that? And we don't. We don't have any strats. Like it's just straight communication, and that's pretty much what we roll with. You know, and it looked like your team was, you know, a little rusty in that field, but you still seem to hang in there for a while and stuff like that in CTF. And you know, TDM, you were just smacking us. So you know, I mean, you like I said, you guys definitely show a lot of promise. And you know, I would hate to play you later. So
I would love to play you later, and not because I think we can win, but you know, let's do another checkup and see how we've improved. And yeah, heck, maybe it could be a scrim. It doesn't matter to me. But in
yeah,
this whole season, the team's attitude, and I work hard to stick to that, is that we're here to sort of learn, feel out what game types we enjoy, and maybe next season we'll see how high we can get in the ladder. But this season's just about figuring out game battles, you know, getting a feel for the scene. One thing that's cool about game battles is a lot of the most oh, I almost shot my teammate. A lot of the most frustrating aspects of Modern Warfare 2 are removed from game battles. Like there's no kill streaks, there's no noob tubes typically. You know, there's no overpowered, you know, internal things like shotguns or secondary. I mean to say, a lot of the things that are, you know, the deaths that I feel like aren't my fault are removed in game battles, and it's just straight up gunfights and coordination and strategy, and it feels like a purer game.
yeah, and like that's the reason why I rarely play public rooms anymore. Because it's just it doesn't compare. And if you know, if you guys are listening to this, I suggest that you go out there and you get a couple of players and you make a game battles team, because there's, you know, the reason why I don't like public rooms is it's so frustrating running into a guy that has a noob tube with one man army, and you know, you know, this there it's not there, you know, and it's awesome, and it's just straight gameplay and having fun as a team and stuff like that. So
Yeah, that, you know what? I'll feel like I'm having good strategy. Like I've lined some guy up, you know, I'm waiting for him to come out, and then he kills me with a noob tube, which pretty much kills around corners. And it's like, man, it's a lopsided gunfight. It's not what I like. But in this, you don't see that so much. So
yeah, it's you know,
so you
this is
guys
why I
don't
like it.
even warm up in public lobbies? You don't play them much at all?
No, before we it's quite funny how we warm up. We get on, we call each other, we're like, listen, let's get some game battles matches, and we all say, okay. We accept a game battles match, and we go into a rust, and we pretty much play a free for all to whoever gets the first 10 kills, and then we go into our match, and that's it. That's our warm up.
That's
Like,
not a long warm up.
yeah, we just pretty much just go with it. We're naturally just better without warming up. Like if we play long throughout the night, we tend to start, you know, doing worse as a team. So we like to kind of get in there, be fresh, and you know, get our matches while we can. So
Yeah.
we're weird.
No, I'm sort of a similar way, you know. I can degrade as the night goes on, and you know that'll happen. So, 1 minute left. Has C9 played with you guys yet?
C-Nanners has yet to play one match with us. We played a little bit of public rooms with them, trying to, get them familiar with some callouts on the maps that we use. Um, but as of right now, no matches have been played.
Yeah, the callouts are fun, man. We use them in the public lobbies all the time now when I play with my team, and it adds to the game, and it makes me feel pro to to call everyone out, and I even do it among strangers, and in my head I think that they're impressed. I don't know if it's true.
Yeah, well, it's, game battles is fun, and you learn a lot from it. So
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, thanks for doing the duel with me. Hopefully we get to play again at some point.
yeah, without a doubt. So thanks for having me on.
Cool.